Hello everyone, welcome back to our next snippet. This is snippet 59 that we created, and I'm going to do snippet 60. And what I've done is I've added two-tone colour. I've added the two colours to the plant and the leaves, which I'd probably add to even more. So that is snippet 59, and we're now going to do snippet 60. Now what we had was this background. I asked you to create two, and what I'm going to do is I've used my stencil Pebble Dash Renaissance that I created for All and Create #224, and what I've done is I've run that stencil with the card through my die cutting machine. And what you need for this is the big shot, is your standard platform, your cutting pad, then your stencil. Place your card face down on the stencil, then your silicone rubber mat and your impression pad, and then run it through. So I've actually run that through, because you don't need to see me run it through a die cutting machine, just so you can see I've embossed that stencil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my cracked pistachio and my brayer, and I'm just going to brayer that. Actually, I might not even have to brayer. Let's use the direct to paper. So what I can do is just add this direct to paper. That's better. So let's just add this direct to paper. There we go. And then we've got a beautiful background that I've embossed with my stencil. I'm going to spritz that with water so that the ink isn't just lying on the top. And we'll leave that for a couple of seconds. But another way to use your background. I'm then using, can't pick it up, stamp set TE2, which is the auricular. And what I've done is I've coloured it in the same way that I coloured this one. And what I've done, again, I've cut a piece of card 2 by 3 inches, and you can see it coordinates exactly with the same with this. So what I've done is I've coloured it with the re-inkers as I did in the other one. And then I'm just going to add some of the scorched timber just to the edges like I did on the previous one, just to distress that a little bit. Just to distress those edges. You don't need to see me colour that again because I did the first snippet. And then I'm going to take the auricular text, which is actually on the same stamp set. So it's the auricular that is the bottom of TE2. Let's just peel away the stamp. Just place that back. Don't know how many acrylic blocks I need, but we'll just add the auricular. We'll use our black ink just to add the auricular and add that to our card. Just leave a bit of a space because I'm going to add it down the side like I did before. So I need a little bit of a space of white card just at the bottom. Let's trim that down. So you can see I've left this space at the bottom here. I can then, like I did before, I can add this just down the side here. And just add that. I can't pick up. There we go. Just add that just to the side, like so. Just give that a couple of seconds to dry. And if we bring in our background, now that's still got moisture in it, in the card, which is understandable. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take a little bit, and I could do with a nail that's not very long. So I'm just going to dip into my Pebeo wax, just take off the excess and just add some of that Pebeo wax. Just take off the excess, just add some of that wax. So just take off the excess and just add some of that wax. And I'm just using this finger because it's not as, my nail's not as long and I don't get the wax, so we want some there. I don't get the wax all over my fingernails. Just so that you can see, it just gives me a beautiful effect. So let's just, feels a bit strange using my left hand, but there you go. And I can just add a little bit more wax wherever my card isn't afterwards. So let's just add a little bit here. So I'm hardly picking any wax up, to be honest. That's why it's taking a little bit longer, because I don't tend to pick much up. Let's just clean our hands. I can add some more afterwards. So we'll just adhere this to our card, like so. Just add this here. And you can see the gold really adds something to that. Just make that so it's definitely straight. And because I'm going to add a little bit of shading here, which I will just give that wax a little bit. I'm using my Inktense pencil because my Inktense pencil works quite nicely. Let's make sure my brush is clean. Now I've used the oxide re-inkers to colour, so that means they're very, very pigmented. So my brush takes a little bit longer just to clean. And because I'm using that Inktense pencil, it works quite nicely. There we go. And then what I'm going to do, you can use your bleed proof white if you wish, so that the Distress Oxide doesn't bleed through. I'm then going to add some of my white splatters just to the background. Now your snippets are a snippet of an idea. I think my pen is running out. It's a snippet of an idea. It doesn't have to be a full idea. It's just to get you going. And I think I've got every pen. There we go. Just so you can see some of those splatters just on there. And then what I would do then is add our little bird from New Beginnings. So take our little bird stamp set, extra piece of card. I'm using the same piece of card as if I've got none spare. So just take our little bird. How long have I got left? Stamp our little bird onto the white background. My fingers are a bit messy. Personally, I would give them a good clean. before I sort of went and touched any card. And I have got some glue on my scissors, which, there we go. And then we'll just cut out our bird, just so we can add that with a little white border. Now you can take a little bit longer than I'm doing just to cut out your bird. Just think a little white border just on this occasion is going to just make the bird pop a little bit. But the idea is these are snippets of ideas that you can take as far as you want, or when the video is finished recording, you can add or take away whatever you want. So let's try not to cut his little feet off. There we go. Just so that we've got that little bird. And then we can add our little bird. Just think we'll add him there because it's just some balance. Now I don't want to add too much dimension because your book gets quite thick. So you don't want to add too much dimension to that. Let's see if I can get that poster pen just working. Just so we've got some of those splatters on there. And this then is snippet 60. Let's bring in our two snippets. So you've got snippet 59 and snippet 60. And doesn't that embossing look just lovely? If you wanted to, you could go over with the brayer with white paint. Now the only thing I would do now is with my florals, me personally, I think that even when the snippet is finished, I think it's worth just going in and like I can add a little bit more two-tone of the colour, just a little bit here. So I just think, let me just mop that up. I just think it's worth it going in with a little bit more, so you've got a bit of a two-tone colour, just so that it matches that one. And then when everything is dry, and I mean completely dry, you don't want to sort of go in when it's totally wet. And what I would do is then, I mean, I'm pushing it a little bit, but I would go in and just add some little touches of white. Like I'll just add some white dots to this one. Make sure your bird's got some white areas on as well. And your pot and your leaves. Those white touches just give it a little bit extra. So I think it's worth going in. So there is snippet 59 and snippet 60. And what I mean is by, you know, you can add or take away. What you can do then is when, say you've only got 10 minutes left in a whole week to craft, come back to these and just play with them a little bit more. Add touches of white, add a bit more wax, add some splatters to your page. And if that's all you've got time for, you've still been creative. So love to all, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.